Amber and welcome to day one of December Daily for 2021. I'm super excited to get started. So my decorating my tree story is usually day 1 or 2. This year we did it in November, right around Thanksgiving. So I decided that since I already had the photos that I would go ahead and make that my day 1 story. On the first, I will be actually going to take a wreath making class, so that'll be my day 2. So what I have here, and I already worked on a page that I'll be sharing with you in a little bit. I have a full size 11 by 8 1/4 of the finished room. I have quite a few 3 by 4s here, 2 6 by 8 1/4 and 2 4 by 6s. So what I'm going to do for this first page is take advantage of page protectors. And the reason why I'm using a page protector is because I want to include a lot of photos. So I'm going to use this Becky Higgins Design F, has 1 4 by 6 and all the rest are 3 by 4s. I'm going to cut off this bottom row and this piece here is going to fold in, just kind of making it a fun interactive element. So this will still be 8 inches and this will be 9 inches, well 9 and like a half. So it'll provide a little bit different of a page protector size. And then these 2 enlargements are going to go into this 6 by 8 1/4 size page protector. I didn't want to have 2 things next to each other that were out of the page protector when they're different sizes, because then you always have to kind of like, even if you have a tab, you kind of have to grab at the photo. So step 1 is going to be getting everything cut out. I have no idea what I'm using for my for all my placements or anything. I did gather some products here. So I still have to decide which numbers I'm going with here. I went through my white chipboard numbers and realized that they were not complete sets. So those both got eliminated. But what I have here is the 4 by 6 Decking the Halls card. So this photo here is going to get used on a different day. I just wanted to take advantage of printing. So these 2 will be together. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I printed this. This was a free download, but it is now for sale from Allie's site. But it says Christmas is a box of tree ornaments that have become a part of the family. So I thought that would look really nice with all these greens here. I have this Deck the Halls tag that I'm considering using. The only problem I'm having with it is it really doesn't match my color scheme. It's a green, but it's like a dark teal. So like next to this, it really doesn't coordinate. But I found this paper from, I have to check and see who it is. I have a full sheet of it somewhere, but this has like this kind of darker color in it. So I thought maybe if I had those next to each other, I could kind of pull from that color scheme. I have this older crepe paper. I was hoping that this was more of a bluier green, but if not, it'll at least look good and help tie together the photos. I have these 2 cards here from the Ellie's Studio document, December for 2021. So one says hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and then the Christmas tree details, which I always include. And then I have this Felicity Jane card about decorating. So I thought that would be really cute as well. So I also pulled out this green circle. I believe this was part of the main kit. I'm considering putting it on this photo here. I like to take a photo of the tree before it's been decorated. I also took a picture of it with lights. I took a bokeh shot of it, and then as I'm like decorating, I thought maybe it'd be fun to layer this on here, kind of off to the right, and use that as a home for my number. So either this Felicity Jane chipboard one or the wooden ones. I still haven't made up my mind yet. What I noticed is that these are really tiny so that they can fit into a lot of places, but like if it was on a 3 by 4 by itself, even the double number is still tiny. So that's kind of my holdup. These are a little bit bigger. They kind of resemble this font with the gold metallic line in the middle. So I'm almost leaning more towards that, which is kind of surprising for me, but I don't know. I still haven't officially decided yet. I pulled this freckled fawn wood piece over. I thought maybe I could layer it either on this photo of myself or of the kitty sleeping under the tree. Not sure quite yet what I want to do with that. And then I also have to figure out my journaling. So if I do indeed use this card, which of course they both have the same sentiment, but if I do use this, I'll use some vellum sticker paper and I'll print the journaling on that and attach it. I will probably do the same with this instead of risking it going through the printer incorrectly. Or I might consider pulling out a different card from my stash here. We're just gonna see. So I've got Merry and Bright, which always would go. Be of good cheer, celebrate the day, spread joy, happy holidays. Maybe the holiday magic would look good, you know, because I've got a lot of creams. So we'll just see. Normally, when I have a 3x4 tag like this, I like to back it with another 3x4 tag. So that when you flip it, you know, the page it's the same shape. What I might do if I don't find another one like this, or if I don't want to waste one or two in the same layout, I might look through my 3x4 tags from the last 2 years and see if I can find one that would work well. And part of the reason why I want to do that is, yes, this is see-through, but if I have two back to back, then you won't be able to read the font very well. So if I put a white card on the back of the transparency card, then that will help it not be so see-through. So that's kind of where I'm at. I've got to get all my journaling typed up and everything, but I will show you my process. And I can also show you how this came out. So I started on this because I was really excited and I had this idea in my head. So what I used was the vellum stars from the travel kit this year. There's a black one and a red one that I used. I used some of the star die cuts from the star mini kit. So that would be this one and this one here. This is from the tag set, which is that the tag set? Anyway, that was from the die cut set, sorry. The black stars was from the die cut set. I think I attempted to use this one, but opted not to. It was a little too big. And then I used the layered chipboard stars. So I have 4 pieces there from different pieces of the set. I reconnected them back just so they were stuck together. So I have the large gold, the small gold, and then this white with gold, and then this is white with, I believe, green, but it looked black with all the black. So I was happy with that. And then this piece here was a 2x3 transparent piece from the transparency set in December Daily 2020. So I cut that out to look like a star, and I thought that was kind of fun. And then added a Heidi Swap stamp. So I'm going to get started on the rest of everything here. I did also pull out, I thought that this around the tree might be really cute on my photo of the cat sleeping. Might be a little too big the way I cropped it. So we'll have to see. I had pulled that out, and I had also originally pulled out this Merry and Bright tab, sorry, and I was going to originally put that on the bottom of this photo here, but I'm no longer going to do that. So I'm going to get started cropping, and we'll see what we come up with. So as you can see, I'm just getting all the pockets filled, trying to make some decisions, looking for a balance, making sure that I don't have too many photos next to each other or too many filler cards. Using that busy sidewalks poinsettia of paper there, but I'm going to end up changing that out later. But just giving you an idea of what I'm using. And I also may have forgotten to mention that green card with Allie's handwriting was a freebie from one of her downloads. I had forgotten to show that in the beginning. So really love how that came out. It was a square photo. I added a little bit of green pattern to the top and bottom so that I could crop it smaller in Photoshop to a 3x4 because there wasn't really enough green pattern around the outside for how I wanted it to look. So I'll try to share a tutorial on that sometime. It's really not hard. Basically just copying and pasting the pattern into a different block of the photo on Photoshop. So anywho, I will be showing you a little bit more process. Right now I'm just kind of moving things all around and looking for new cards or different ideas of something I might not have thought of. There you'll see I grabbed that Holiday On card from the Paisley Press kit, and I'm going to be adding that to my collection of stuff as well. So just trying to consider different patterns or color schemes or something that I might have missed. And I think I even dug through my older card stash as well. Okay guys, so I am making a bit of a departure here slightly from my original plan. Let me show you why. So this is kind of where I had gotten to. I wanted to add some red here to balance out the red card. And with this piece here, it just felt like it was fireplace. There wasn't enough of a difference between the photos that I felt comfortable with, and I didn't want to flip it around this way because then I had like tree and tree. And then it was just fireplace layered on top of fireplace. So what I think I want to do is put it on the front here and have it almost be like something that opens this way. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to make that work. So I'm deciding how I want to lay, if this is going to lay on top or if this is going to lay on top. But either way, I'll have something that shows that it opens like that. This way I can still use the photo because I consider just saving it for another day's another day's layout. I also considered trying to figure out a way to utilize one of these layered pieces from December, like layer stuff, but I was struggling with that. So I think I like this idea. I was playing with the circles that I have, and instead of this one, I think I'm going to use this one, which is from a few years ago. It's just got a nice bold dark green. The wreathy, stuff kind of matches the tree color there. And I think I'm going to put it on the outside of the page protector and have it even maybe stick up a little, like go off the page, instead of cutting it, just for something different. I did consider having it go like here maybe and being like the thing that lifts this photo up. But I don't like it blocking the tree, and I have all this space up here. I intentionally cropped the photo that way so I could put something there. So it's simpler than I was planning, but I really like it. And I was thinking about maybe layering this over top, but I'm not sure if I like the way it cuts off the one like that. So I think I might just leave it really, really simple. So then on the inside here, and I thought about attaching these together, but I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to let it freely move on its own. So on the inside here, I ended up adding this holiday mode on. That was from the Paisley Press kit. I'm going to layer this die cut over top of the greenery photo instead of having it be like card. I can save this for another time. I thought that kind of looked cute and helped bring in some of the red. Plus it's a decorating type of motion, which makes sense. This is an old Kelly Perky card that's like song lyrics, but it's about decorating the deck dolls with Boughs of Jolly. And then this would be together back here. So I think I like the way this looks. I was trying to figure out, maybe I might need to dig through my paper stash and see if I have something with stars that would help pull in all the stars that I have going on here. because it's a poinsettia, so it doesn't really match at all in any way. So I would either need to bring the stars over, or obviously I can't redo this with poinsettias. So I'm gonna look and see if I have anything else that would match. And then after that, I just have to get my journaling done and some embellishing and figure out exactly what I plan to do, and see where we go from there. I might be able to do something like that, just to help make a red triangle here. Or I could also pull it like way down here on the photo with the kitty. Either way, I think that one's probably gonna get used. So I just have a few more things to finish up and some decisions to make, and then we will get there. All right, my friends, I am stuck. So I'm trying to figure out something better to put here besides this paper. It's a little busy. I'm trying to pull in the stars or color or something. So I went through my stash of 6x8 papers. So I've got this red and white star paper here from several years ago. I like it because it's nice and bright, but it also brings in all these red and white stars. Obviously, the star motif really works. I also cut up part of the box. So obviously that would have the teal, it would have some of this blue, the greens, even the gold. So it makes sense. It's a little competitive right here next to the actual base of the album. And I don't like love it. And again, nothing to do with stars. I've got this darker maroon color paper, which works really well with this teal color and the deeper color of my photos. For some reason, this star paper seems to work better, even though I think that's really beautiful. And then I have this tree paper, which normally I would just honestly use the tree paper because it's freaking adorable. And it has the right colors, but I'm trying to go with more of a star motif. So I'm stuck on that one. I really like it. And finally, this is from the Paisley Press Kit last year. And I really like this one for the color. It's got these little tan flowers on here, which pull in the colors. I actually really like that, but again, it doesn't go with my stars. So I did pull out my stars again, and I have this one, which is blue and gold. So I thought about layering that on here so that I would be able to bring a star over. And I'm just not sure. Like I said, I think this one's just too busy. Even though it's pretty. So I think I've got it narrowed down to either this paper here, which is just beautiful, but doesn't match this at all. Like if I had known, I would, you know, like punched a star out. I think I'm gonna have to go with this red star here just because it's bright and fun, and it really does help tie in the stars, but I'm not sure what to put on here. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Sorry, I've got a kitty crying for attention here in the background. So still working on trying to figure this out. This is where my perfectionism comes in, because I don't want to cut any of these until I'm ready. Like the box I was fine with, but yeah, I like I said, I really like this one. It's just not coordinating. And I thought about eliminating all of the needs for any of these by switching this and just going with the red card that says Merry and Bright, but I already stamped Merry and Bright here, so it would be doubled. But also, you know, I only have a few chances to use the Deck the Halls, and I could use the Merry and Bright anywhere. So I'm trying to just consider that. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this one back into its pocket. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and cut up this star paper and make that decision. So I found this awesome 6x8 paper holder on scrapbook.com. So I'm using this to hold all of my December daily stuff. One thing that's unfortunate is that it does not hold the new papers from Allie, which are 7 inches wide. This is like 6 3/4. I also considered this star paper from the new star kit, but it's more of a brighter green than a teal. So I'm not going to be utilizing that. But I do think I'm just gonna go ahead and bite the bullet and cut this. It does look good. The other thing I have to decide is if I'm going to put it here or if I'm going to put my photo back where it was. And put this one right next to there. I kind of like doing that because it helps separate my photos a little bit more. And then there's deciding if it's going to go upside down, like a lot of these are upside down, or the right side up. I'm going to go right side up. All right, so now I'm really going to work on finishing all my journaling, and I will show you what that all looks like once I get there. Okay, guys. So I wanted to quickly show you how I set up my journaling blocks to be able to print on the sticker paper. So this is the card that I'm using. So I took some measurements and I decided that I wanted this piece to be 1 inch down, and then I always create my borders at 1/4 of an inch. So I went up here to view in Photoshop, went to new guide, and then under horizontal clicked 1 inch, and then that created this one here. And then I created a second one at 3 3/4 inches, and then vertically at 1/4 and 5 3/4 inches. Now for the 3/4 one, I did it a little bit differently because these tags are not quite a full 3x4. They're a little bit smaller. So I actually made it a 2 15/16 by 3 15/16 because it really is that small. It makes a difference. And then these marks here I think were 1 1/4 inch down, and then these all happen to also be 1/4 inch borders. So I created them that way that I made sure that it was very well centered. So then I, for the 4x6, was able to run this one fully through the printer on its own, and then for the 3x4 I had to tape it to some paper. I could have printed it on a 4x6 and cut it out. In fact, I had already done that, but it printed out a little too big, so I decided to print it one more time on some scrap that I had, and it got a little wrinkled, but once it's on the tag it won't show any difference. So I'm going to show you how that looks here in just another moment. Okay guys, so I'm just peeling the backing off of my sticker paper. When I do these again, I will not print onto a 3x4. I will leave it as a full 4x6 just so I have room to move. 2 of the edges were a teeny bit short, but I just decided to go with it anyway. So I'm just applying it down and then using my Cricut tool to help smooth it out. These aren't perfectly clear, but they're good enough for me. So I don't feel like I need to try to cut out the window or anything. You know, or try to curve the edges with my photo corner because I'll never match up that corner the same way. So I'm fine with these. And then I'm going to be jumping into the 4x6. Now, the way these are cut for 8.5 by 11 is there is a dividing line, but I'm going to peel off just a teeny bit and then put the rest on. And then I do all of my trimming with my non-stick scissors, which are Fisker's brand. It just really helps prevent the scissors from getting gummed up and the leftover sticky paper from getting stuck to your scissors, of course. So it trims off really nicely. And then I'm not sure if I show it on camera, but I'm going to use my power punch to repunch that hole. And I will share a link for that in the video information. Really happy with how these came out, and I can't wait to do more tags for the rest of the album. So next I am jumping into adding that 3x4 tag to the back of my Paisley press card that I had picked out, and I'm using a piece of cardstock in the middle just to help block the pattern since it is a transparency card. Sorry. I just used rolling date adhesive because this is going to be in a pocket, trimmed the card to match, repunch the hole one more time, and then I'll add some ribbon off camera that I will also link below. So now I'm just adding that Merry and Bright tab to the bottom right photo there with a little bit of rolling date adhesive and adding that die cut to the top of that photo that's a close-up of the tree without any decorations or lights. So I'm just going to use my Gina K foam squares. I prefer hers because they're nice and low profile and they don't take up too much room. And then I'm going to put that on the outside of the page protector. And then finally, one of the things that I do that you might know if you've watched me for a while is once I've made all my decisions, I back my photos and cards to each other, glue them together with my rolling adhesive, and then I trim the edges so that they're nice and clean and not uneven, because that drives me crazy. That's the perfectionist in me. So now, as you can see, I've jumped back a little bit in footage to show you how I put this star page together. So it's hard to see because I'm pulling the card closer to me, but I took that 2x3 transparency and I held it up to another die cut and I trimmed it out. And then I'm going to use different types of materials to adhere all these stars down. So some will get rolling adhesive, some will get double-sided sticky tape. And then one of the things that I wanted to share that I'm doing for the vellum 2-inch star and then that Make Magic star is I'm taking some 2-inch wide double-sided adhesive. It's very thin that I got from scrapbook.com, and I'm using that as a way to cover the piece entirely with adhesive and not have it show through. So it's kind of like running it through like a little mini Xyron machine, or printing something out on sticky paper, something like that. So just a nice way to try to experiment with it. I thought this would be a good time to try it because I haven't actually done it yet before. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I did have a little bit of difficulty trimming it, even though I used my non-stick scissors, just because I'm making a lot of cuts with the stars and trying to be really particular with it, and it was kind of sticking a little bit. So I think my biggest issue is I just need to probably clean my scissors and it should be okay from there. So like I said, you can just see the different ways that I'm adhering things. I'm using like my 1/8 inch tape on that star chipboard. I didn't trust rolling adhesive with that one because it was so large and it was a little bit bent. So I wanted to make sure that it was really securely down there because it's towards the right of the photo where it's going to be like being turned and flipped more than other smaller pieces would be. So here you can see where I'm pulling off that paper and cutting off little pieces and just doing the trimming. So I found it really easy to remove the backing, and would definitely try this again with some other die cuts, or especially see-through products where it's like vellum or some sort of transparency that's small enough to fit on there. So then I'm taking my scissors and going over the edge and cutting off all the pieces. And I'm not going to show you the entire thing here, but I'm going to do the same thing with that vellum piece right there, or the transparent piece, sorry. And then you can see how easy it is to remove the sticker paper, and I'm just using my paper piercer to help me align it, and then just kind of smoothing out any bubbles that I saw. So next I wanted to place a stamp on, actually, sorry, I'm punching holes first before I place that last piece of chipboard star because I wanted to make sure that it was out of the way. So I'm just using my template that I've made for myself. I highly recommend you make one for yourself. It's so much easier than trying to use transparencies. You don't even know. So here's where I thought I was jumping in next. I'm attaching, or not attaching, sorry. I'm stamping either that Bring on the Twinkle from a 2014 December Daily set or the Merry and Bright from Heidi Swap, and I decided to go with the Merry and Bright just because it was fun and whimsical and it was a new stamp that I really wanted to use. Going forward, normally I would try to stamp it and let it dry before I attach it to the page, but I kind of jumped right into doing the page immediately. So because of the chipboard pieces, I couldn't use my stamper in the normal position, so I kind of put it up in the corner there. There's edges that I'm trying to frame around both the magnets and that chipboard star to the right. So I'm stamping it kind of upside down and at a weird angle. I thought I had it positioned correctly. It's a little bit more crooked than I wanted, but overall I'm pretty happy with how it looks, and it's really fun. I love anything Heidi Swap or Ellie Edwards handwritten. So here I just went through my stash and I'm just pulling out some circle chipboards to add to the top of my page there. I considered adding something to the other side, but the front page I mean, but happy with how it came out. So I'll share a live look in just a moment. Okay guys, so we are all done with my day one. Took me forever to get there. I think just because I wanted to have a really powerful opening to the album. I wanted to add some decorations here, but I decided to just let it stand on its own. Added a little tab here. This was from the tabs from the star, sorry, not the star, the advent calendar. Added a circle here, and you'll see that that is going to match these over here. So I'm helping to help pull those circles throughout the album. So went through my stash and pulled out some awesome ones here just to help decorate that empty space. Got my little flip up here. I don't even feel like I need to put a tab here because this ribbon is thicker, the staples, and like this is 3 cards thick because it is a card, a white piece of paper, and the tag on the other side. So it sticks up pretty well on its own. I added these with the puppy dots, which I really like how that has some dimension. And I love how the journaling came out. Looks really good. And on the back here, I just kept it really simple. I added one little star here from an LA Studio chipboard set just to help tie in with the stars, but not overwhelm because this is such a busy pattern. Added that ribbon on the outside. Pretty happy with how this looks. So I'm really excited to see what happens with day 2. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and if you are not already subscribed, just a reminder to do so. You'll be automatically notified when I post new content. I also created a Spotify list for you guys. The link is in the bio information for the video as well as all of the product lists. Thanks again.